Now, we've got a longer meditation this afternoon, which I've called Breaking the Cycle, Revolving Doors and the Lighted Path Forwards. And we're going to help ourselves, and we're going to help someone else during this meditation. So first of all, I will leave you this time to relax for yourself. No 10 to 1. Just talk to your body, tell it to relax. Feel any tensions flowing out of it and down into the earth and away from you. Do this for a couple of minutes, and then I'll take you into the meditation. Okay. Now, as you did in an earlier meditation, I want you now to step, please, as a spirit, as the spirit that you really are, out of your physical body and to turn and look back at your physical self, peacefully sitting in the chair, eyes closed, not a care in the world. Realize that you are still connected to that physical body via the electromagnetic cord that comes out from your solar plexus as a spirit person and connects to the material body at the same point, the solar plexus. Having done this, you now turn away from your physical self, knowing that that electromagnetic cord can stretch gossamer thin. It will never disconnect until the end of your term on Earth. So you're not going to float away anywhere. Instead, you're going to walk in your imagination out of this room. And as you step through the door that led you into the Persian room on a physical level this morning, you find once again that you're not entering the cafe area of the sanctuary, but instead you are walking into a vast baggage area, into a big, almost empty warehouse space. High windows, high ceiling, virtually empty, such as you might expect to find at a large airport. Step now through the door of the Persian room into this vast, almost empty baggage area and look around it. In the wall, at the far end of the room, you can see a set of revolving doors. And right next to these doors also stands a very obvious open doorway, through which you can see golden light from beyond it streaming into the room. Now, in the center of this room, there's a baggage carousel, like the ones you find at airports. It is being fed from a chute that extends down from the ceiling. And from that chute, items of luggage are being dropped and deposited onto a moving circular conveyor belt. A crowd of people is huddled around this carousel, each person with an intense expression looking out for their luggage, for their suitcases and their bags. And as these tumble down from the chute and onto the carousel conveyor belt, the moment a person recognizes their luggage, they grab it from the carousel with both hands, and then they rush towards the revolving doors in the far wall of the room. Studying the crowd, who seem completely oblivious to your presence, you are fascinated to witness two strange things happening. Firstly, the people heading for the two exits in the far wall, the revolving doors and the wide open door that is next to these, are completely ignoring the open doorway option and making for the revolving doors instead. Secondly, the people using those revolving doors are not leaving on the other side of them, but instead are traveling in a complete circle and coming back into the baggage room. And as they do so, you watch the items of baggage they have been carrying suddenly disappear from their hands. And once back in the room, each person heads straight back to the carousel, where their luggage instantly reappears, falling from the chute down onto the circular conveyor belt again. They then eagerly pick it up as they did before, and they repeat the process. Off they head to the revolving doors. Entering them, they travel around in a circle. They then re-enter the room. Their baggage disappears from their hands. They rush straight back to the carousel where their baggage reappears. They grab it and they make for the revolving doors again. As this process repeats and repeats and repeats itself, you can see them, you watch them aging visibly, growing more weary, more bent, more careworn, more lined each time they head back for the revolving doors, only to return to the baggage area again, repeating the process over and over. Not a single person chooses the simple and obvious exit from the room, the wide open doorway. It's as though they don't know it exists, as though they can't see it or can't recognize it. You, however, can see the open doorway very clearly, and standing beside it, bathed in the light that is streaming through it, you can also now very clearly see an illuminated being, an angel, dressed in a white shining robe, with a wreath of brilliant white light around their head, an embodiment of light and love and divine harmony. And behind the angel, through the open doorway, you can see a smooth, even pathway that leads away from the door into and through a beautiful, peaceful, luminous landscape. Now you walk past the baggage carousel, past the people crowded around it, and up to the open doorway, right up to the angel, who smiles at you and begins to speak. "Hello," the angel says. "How would you like to go for a little walk, a little sightseeing tour with me as your guide? Oh, and if you wish to, you can also bring someone from this room along with you. This would be to their advantage." Now, a little walk through the beautiful countryside that beckons beyond the open doorway sounds very tempting to you. But first, you ask the angel, why do the people in this room keep heading out through the revolving doors with their baggage in hand, only to have it disappear, then turn around and come back into this room, pick up their baggage from the carousel, and repeat the same thing over and over again? Because they don't know any better, the angel explains. Because they haven't yet learnt any better. Because they have forgotten who and what they really are. Because they prefer coming back to this drab room rather than moving onwards into the light. You have the opportunity today to help one of them. Choose any person from the crowd you feel would benefit from walking with us, says the angel. See if you can persuade someone to walk away from that carousel and the merry-go-round of the revolving doors for just a few short minutes and take a little walk into increasing light with us. Somehow you know just what to do, just what to say to someone exactly who from the crowd you should choose and speak to. You walk towards the people grabbing their baggage from the carousel, and you instinctively select one of them to be your companion on your walk into the light with the angel. It can be a man, a woman, an old person, a young person. It's your choice. Perhaps one of your relatives and friends on earth is there amongst the crowd. Someone you'd really love to see the light, to open their heart. Pick that special person now in your imagination. Now walk up to the soul you have chosen. Gently place a hand on their shoulder as they gaze at their baggage on the carousel, and say to them with all your love, why not leave that heavy baggage where it is for a few minutes and come with me? With me and the person glowing with white light over there by the doorway on a little trip, on a little walk. I'm certain you'll enjoy it. And don't worry, your luggage will be perfectly safe while you're walking with us. The person turns away from the carousel and looks at you hesitantly. They then look towards the angel and the open doorway nervously. Well, I don't know what to expect, they say to you meekly. Look through that open door, you say to them. Look at that beautiful pathway leading just outside the doorway into that stunningly beautiful landscape. Doesn't that look wonderful? Doesn't that sound tempting? You will be with me and with the being of light and kindness and goodness every step of our little walk. What possible harm can come to you? You then take their hand and you lead them gently to and through the open doorway. They stand between you, you on one side of your chosen companion and the angel on the other. And then, together, the three of you set off peacefully and calmly, stepping into the land of golden light beyond the doorway. The smooth, straight path under your feet stretches out in front of you, ahead of you, taking you onwards. And you see that it is bordered on either side by lush trees and bushes and vibrantly coloured, exquisitely perfumed flowers. A perfect blue sky is above you. You then notice, walking towards and past you on the opposite side of the path from you, heading back towards the revolving doors and the baggage area you have just left, groups of people, noisy, excited, heading away from this glorious golden landscape in the opposite direction to you, and quite obviously eager to once again be approaching the revolving doors that lead to the baggage area you have just left. You, your angel, and your chosen companion move past these crowds and onwards into increasing peace, stillness, beauty, and light. Time and again they prefer what is behind them to the wonders and peace that lie ahead for them, the angel explains. Suddenly, and directly ahead of you on the path, another set of revolving doors, and next to them, another open doorway appear. Your angel explains that the place you are in presently is the first of a number of cleansing spheres that lie, vibrationally speaking, above and beyond the earth, and that the open doorway ahead of you will take you directly to the next, even more refined sphere of being. You move through the open doorway while watching further groups of people heading in the opposite direction and back towards the baggage area through the new set of revolving doors that has appeared. On the other side of the open doorway, you find yourselves on a continuation of the straight pathway that leads you through an even more wondrous landscape. The trees, the flowers, animals in the hedgerows, birds in the air all seem to glow with a beautiful inner light. You feel a peace and harmony here that you've never experienced on earth. Presently, and once again, an open doorway and a set of revolving doors suddenly appear directly ahead of you on the path you're walking. You again pass through the open doorway as groups of people simultaneously head through the revolving doors in the opposite direction. And, as before, the open doorway leads to an even more breathtaking landscape. Here you see beings in robes of many different glowing colors, walking peacefully, exuding a complete joy of being through perfect manicured gardens. They smile and radiate love towards you as you pass by them. By this point, you lose count of the number of times you have walked into and through increasingly beautiful landscapes. You guess you visited several spheres at least, via open doorways to new vistas that have appeared on the path. And you find you have now reached the most exquisite landscape imaginable. Indescribably beautiful, a place of light, love, peace, harmony, color, sound, perfume. And at this point, only an open doorway suddenly appears ahead of you. There are no revolving doors involved this time around. No souls moving through a set of revolving doors in the opposite direction. Little wonder, you think to yourself. Who could possibly wish to return to a lower sphere from such a glorious place as this? But just where are you now? The angel informs you that you have entered an angelic realm. You look around and you see angels everywhere, individually and in groups. Beings of joy and light, inhabiting a place of joy and light. You witness them using light, divine God energy, to create beautiful things, to create patterns in the air, to create exquisite objects between them. And you feel their happiness, their joy in creating, their joy, their happiness in being, in living so close to the Godhead. And this is very important, you feel like you're home. That you know this place, that you must have left it a long, long time ago and have finally returned to it. You look at your chosen companion and notice the look of awe and wonder on their face too. Your heart informs you that all the landscapes, all the spheres you have seen and passed through are very real, and that one day you will be given the choice of progressing through them on a gradual but beautiful journey back to the angelic realms, or, through free will, of giving in once again to the pull of the earth plane, of rejecting these higher vibrations and returning through sets of revolving doors to the baggage area, where, whether you then realize it has been an unwise move or not, you will have to pick up the baggage from your past lives and experience another life on earth, influenced and weighed down by their contents. With one last glance at this heavenly place, you squeeze the hand of your companion, and, extremely reluctant to leave, you both turn and follow the angel back through multiple doorways that appear in front of you, until you find yourself once again back via one last open doorway in the baggage area where you began your journey. Knowing exactly what to say, you now speak with the wisdom of your heart, the wisdom of your spirit, to your chosen companion, and ask them to remember all they have seen during your little walk. You ask them to seriously consider picking up their baggage from the carousel for the last time today, to remember the open doorway, and to head for it once it is time for them to leave their present life behind. To head for the cleansing spheres and the angelic realms, and to finally choose to leave the suffering and upset of earthly life upon earthly life behind. Your companion looks into your eyes and, almost lost for words, having seen and experienced such wonders today, says they have taken your advice into their heart and will seriously consider what you have asked and remember all that they have experienced today. They thank you and the angel, and they hug you before reluctantly heading for the carousel to pick up their earthly baggage for, hopefully, one last time. The angel tells you that you have absorbed into your heart and brought back a great deal of light with you from the higher realms to share with each of the people in this baggage room. And that, as a result of you doing this, perhaps more than one of them will now consider moving on once their time on earth has once again come to an end. And that they will have enough light in their hearts and minds at that point to be able to see the open doorway at last and to head for it rather than for the revolving doors. It's up to them, says the angel. But be assured, you have given them the opportunity to free themselves. Thank you. And as for you, sweet soul, the angel says in conclusion, when your time comes, please remember this open doorway and the ones beyond it. Please remember the light, the beauty, the peace, the feeling of home, your true home that lies beyond the earth vibration, waiting for you, waiting to welcome you back. Please don't choose to come back to the earth. There's no need for you to do so. And remember, as you live your life, that this message is what you're presenting subconsciously to other souls on earth through the light that you carry and express, through the ways that you act, by not being part of the herd, by not being part of the crowd, by showing them through example a different way, the right way, the only way, the divine way. The angel wraps their arms around you and hugs you. Such love you feel. Infuses you with light and wisdom. You leave them standing in the open doorway and walk slowly back through the baggage area, past the carousel to the doorway that leads back to the Persian room at the sanctuary. Entering this room, you walk up to and stand facing your physical body that has been sitting waiting for you patiently in your chair whilst you have been walking with the angel. You turn around and you sit back down into your physical form, reintegrating you, the spirit, with your physical self. And now, slowly, and in your own time, asking God, asking the divine to close your chakras and to protect you. Return to this level of consciousness. I think we're almost all back. We are all back. Well, that's half an hour of your earthly life you'll never get back.
Wow. Was that half an hour?
Half an hour.
Felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah, half an hour. So we have to, our mission is to make as many people consider to choose the open doorway rather than the revolving doors. It's so fruitless to choose the revolving doors. So many do. Well, I think it is time for questions and answers. Do we have any water anywhere, by the way?
Oh, no.
That'd be wonderful if you could. Thank you so much. Yeah. Wet the whistle, as they say. Don't they say that anymore, do they? Wet your whistle.
I think it's rude.
Is it? I can only whistle with my lips, Tony.